If I could go back to have a chat with my 30-year-old self, just starting out in wedding photography, I wouldn't hand him a camera and I wouldn't hand him a photography book. I'd hand him a cup of coffee, I'd look him in the eye and I'd say, buckle up. You're about to learn a lot and you're about to learn it very quickly. And believe me, some of it is going to be the hard way. There were wins that I didn't recognise at the time, mistakes that I kept repeating and beliefs that I carried that held me back more than it helped. So if you're just starting out on your wedding photography journey, or maybe you're a couple of years in still trying to find your feet, this video is for you. These are the real hard-learned lessons that I would pass on after 13 years of shooting weddings. I remember scrolling endlessly through forums, YouTube videos, and tech sheets. I'd convinced myself that the next lens or camera body would be just what I needed to level up my game. But here's the deal. Gear is just a tool, and that's it. A better lens won't teach you how to read light. A new camera won't help you anticipate a real, raw, emotional moment between a couple. And a fancy new flash won't teach you how to make people feel relaxed in front of your camera. I'd tell my younger self, master your gear instead of replacing it. Know it so well that adjusting your settings just becomes second nature, because that is when the real creativity flows. And honestly, some of my favourite images that still live in my portfolio today were taken on mid-range cameras and cheap prime lenses. In the early days, I thought the goal was to have the slickest portfolio around. Hero shots, styled shoots, fancy venues, all curated for Instagram. But you know what really gets you booked and rebooked? Trust. And that comes from building relationships. I'd tell 30-year-old me, spend less time obsessing over your Instagram grid and more time getting to know people in the wedding industry. That could be your couples, wedding coordinators, other suppliers, and yes, other wedding photographers. Some of my longest standing referrals didn't come from ads, it didn't come from SEO, but from genuine relationships built up over time. Also, when your couples trust you, they're more relaxed on the day. That leads to better photos. Believe me, it's all connected. Here's the truth. I undercharged a lot when I was just starting out in the wedding photography game. Not because I wanted to be generous, but because I was scared. Scared of being too expensive and scared of people thinking I wasn't worth it. I would often go above and beyond, spending hours on edits, throwing in extra hours for free, and then I would feel burnt out and resentful. And here's what I know now. When you charge your worth, you show up differently, and you attract clients who respect your time. You're able to invest back into your business and stop chasing volume and start focusing on value. So to my younger self, I would say, price for profit, not for popularity. So really quick, let me just say something that I wish somebody had told me when I was starting out. And that is, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. When I first got into wedding photography, I'd look at all these amazing portfolios online with flawless lighting, exotic locations, confident poses, and honestly, I thought I'll never be that good. But what I didn't realise is I was comparing my very first steps on a journey to somebody who's been walking that path for years. What you see online is just a highlight reel. You don't see the awkward first shoots, the missed moments, the learning curves, the gear limitations, and the fact that everybody starts somewhere. So if you're just beginning on your wedding photography journey, don't let somebody else's progress discourage you. Let it be your inspiration. Focus on your own growth, your own story, at your own pace. Because believe me, one day, if you stick at it, somebody will be looking at your work saying, wow, I wish I was that good. So is this resonating with you so far? If it is, go ahead and hit that like button so that I know it's helping. And why not leave me a comment below? Have you ever struggled with comparing yourself to others? Let's talk about it. For the first few years, my business was held together with duct tape. Emails were set up in Gmail, contracts were all in Word documents, and my notes were in whatever random notes app I was using at the time. I was working late, forgetting things, missing leads, and always playing catch up. If I could just give one business tip to my younger self, it would be this. Get your systems in place early. Client workflows, email templates, booking forms, editing timelines, delivery checklists, and CRMs like Studio Ninja or Honeybook will absolutely change your life. You don't have to automate everything. Just start building repeatable processes. That's how you grow without burning out. As a wedding photographer, 30-year-old me wanted to be liked. I wanted glowing reviews from every client, even the ones who weren't the right fit for my style or my personality. So I said yes to everything. Every awkward booking, every rushed timeline, even Pinterest-heavy requests from any brides. I wish I could go back and say, you're not for everybody, and that's a strength, not a weakness. When you lean into what makes you, your style, your voice, your vibe, you start attracting the right people, the people who get you. And here's the cool part. When you stop trying to please everyone, your work actually gets better. It becomes more consistent, more meaningful, and more you. So, to my 30-year-old self, this is what I would say. You're doing okay. You're not behind, but don't be afraid to bet on yourself a little earlier. Shoot more for joy and build systems that stop you burning out. Say no to what doesn't fit. Charge what you're worth and focus on people, not perfection. So to you watching this, whether you're 25, 35 or 55, remember this. It's never too late to level up, to pivot and to grow. Every single wedding teaches you something. Every single challenge builds experience, and every single connection creates an opportunity. So if you're still here at the end of the video, thank you. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button. Leave me a comment on what you think you need to do different to get to that next level. But please don't tell me it's buy a new camera. And please consider subscribing to the channel for weekly beginner-friendly wedding photography tips, gear reviews, and real life behind the scenes at actual weddings. And tell me, what advice would you give to your younger self? I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you in the next one.